In preparing for a hopefully quick video on how to make these rag or they're not really macrame, they're rag plant hangers. First of all, I got some things laid out. And first of all, you have to get the hangers, and then you have to get a cat to help you with them. He is having a blast. These are just obviously not in use. It turned out that I needed to make some new hangers because the last hangers that I made, I took apart because I decided I needed some, well, I'll call them rag rug. I did some crochet rag rug chair pads for my dining room. I'll go there real slow. There's poor Jax. He's real good about his insulin shots, so far anyway. Okay, here we go. The leather's a cat toy, sorry. Anyway, there's the chair pads that I made with the other ones. I thought I had enough pieces cut, and I ended up needing to take the other two braided plant hangers that I had made apart to use in these. So all is good. And okay, so next go round is, well, I showed you the ironing, and okay, so now because I'm a quilter, or used to be, and a rug maker with loom and all, I have all this quilting material tools, but you don't need them. You can do it with scissors as long as they're good sharp scissors, and those do nothing but fabric. And then I use a what do you call it? I can't remember what roller cutter. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I can do it really quick. I cut the braids are 3 strips to do one long strand that goes into the hanger. And I think I need 4 of the braided strips to fold in half and make 8 strips altogether, because each piece makes 2 strips. And then I will go from there. So anyway, I've cut 4 piles of 3 strips. So, all right, back in a minute, I hope. Okay, I'm back. I feel like I wish I knew how people insert that. 4 hours later. Okay, it took me a long time to get these braided. I did discover that the strands started out 4 yards long, so that's what, 12 feet. And they get tangled really easy if you start from one end and braid. Unfortunately, I didn't realize this until I had already done the 3rd braid, but if you start in the middle and braid to the end, turn it around and braid to the end again, it goes a lot faster. It's a lot easier. So I've got it. This is the center, and I've got the 4 strands gathered together. I've got my thumb in the center. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I'm going to undo the clothespins. I hope I can make this make sense. All right, so then you take just a scrap piece of material. This is just what I cut off the end to even things up to begin with, and you make a loop. You see that? It doesn't have to be accurate. It's probably 4 inches, 6 inches long, and you loop back down. Doesn't have to be that long. What am I doing? Okay, how about that? About 4 inches, 5 inches. Okay, and you put it together, and you put that loop under your thumb to hold it, and I even tuck it into the top of the thing there to hold it. Okay, now you start from the bottom, and you take that extra piece of material, and you keep holding it with your thumb, and you wrap around once, then you come back below that wrap, and you wrap it again. Should have done a different color material. And then you just start wrapping tightly, holding it up to the top. And here we go. I'm getting it. It's kind of hard to do it and keep it in the camera. Okay, now I'm going to grab my scissors and cut piece, cut the end off. Oh, it's coming undone. All right, I'm going to pull that out of the loop where I just had it. The loop was just holding it in place. The top loop that we made when we did the first thing. Okay, and you stick the tail end through that loop. My hands are getting numb. I have to have that carpal tunnel surgery. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's got to be done. Okay, put that through like that, and then you pull this bottom tail that was sticking out at the bottom that you started with. You pull it down through, and you keep this loop tight. You keep hold of that tail end, not too tight, but tight enough, and you pull, trying to get it where you can see it. You pull this short end down, and that pulls the, kind of have to hold the lacing, that pulls the end that you started with down to the bottom. I got it a little too far. Okay, and then you cut that off, the excess on the top and the excess on the bottom, and you have a nice tidy wrap. I wish that would show better. I should have used different color material, but I didn't, so deal with it. Okay, so then I don't even know what that knot is called. Okay, so there's 8 strands. There were 4 braided pieces, so that makes 8 strands when you double them over. And you go down, and because they're not macrame, so you can't do like this, divide them and do like the square knots or anything like that. You kind of figure out how long you want your hanger to be. I see if I can get back far enough where you can see that. See? Okay. And then I'm going to pull forward again, and then I'm just going to tie an overhand knot in those 2 cords together. And that will put those 2 pieces together. Okay, we're working on making the basket part of the hanger. All right, okay, then you take the next 2 strands over, you do the same thing, and you come down about the same, and you'll have to adjust it. You do another overhand knot. Just, I hear my dog crying. The cat's closed up. Okay, and then you kind of, you have to fiddle with it a little bit to try to get them as even as you can. It's not critical, but it looks better when they're even, holds the pop better. Okay, there's 2. And so far it's not looking like a hanger yet, but it will in a minute. Okay, then you take the next 2 strands off the, as you're going around. And again, you pull them up. You tie an overhand knot. I am not a teacher, believe me. Sorry about this. Okay, and again, you have to kind of mess with it to get it even. You pull up, you pull down. Eventually, you'll get there. That one's a little bit there. That's a little high. Okay, and then finally, the last 2 strands, another overhand knot. I'll get my finger out of that, and I'll do this real slow so you can see. I'm sure it's just a simple make a loop, bring the tails through, and pull the knot tight. And I need to, again, adjust it up and down. Come on. Okay, I need to pull that towards the top a little bit. All right, so then you take 2 knots in your hand, and you take the 2 inside pieces, and you go down a little bit, like on a macrame hanger, and you tie another overhand knot. And don't go too far down. Depends on how big of a hanger you want, or pot you want to put in the hanger. Same thing, another overhand knot. I think I went down, I don't know, 4 inches or so. Oh, my dog is just having an absolute fit. Okay. Now, the trick is to keep getting the next one beside so you don't get get them tangled up. Okay, here's these. So where's the next one beside? This one's beside. You kind of go by the top. Try to keep them straight. Another overhand knot. I just thought of it. I think that one knot that I didn't know the name of might be called a gather knot. That would make sense. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Oh, cool. That one turned out pretty close. Okay. And then you come around. What have I done here? I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go here. Okay. Another one. They're really quite simple to make. They just take a long time because you have to cut the material and then you have to, excuse me, you have to braid it. And then this part goes real quick. This will be done in just a few minutes. And then I'll show you something planty that I did today. All right, now I think, geez, do I have a pot? Here, here's a pot. Okay, and this is just one of those Walmart pots that, you know, a lot of the plants used to come in. I think people were calling them Band-Aid pots. I don't have enough hands and I don't have a way to hang this up. Hope I don't spill it because it's full of perlite. Just a minute. That isn't going to work. Never mind. I don't know how to delete that out either, so just deal with it. So then you do another one of what I'm going to call a gather knot. So I'm going to pick up my piece of fabric down on the floor. And I'll show that to you one more time. You make a loop and you put the ends, short end and the long end, down, and you gather your knots up and you go down, hold them in your hand like, you know, like this, and you go down as far as you think you want that bottom opening to be. It's not critical. And then once again, you put your thumb tightly on the ends and you bend that one end over the short end and you bring it around and you hold it real tight and you make a loop below. That locks that first loop in place. You pull it tight as you can, and then you start wrapping. This is hard to do on camera. That's supposed to stay up there. Okay, here we go. I turn it upside down and I'll wrap down. That kind of gets some of it out of my way. All right, and I think that's about enough of a wrap. It doesn't matter. It isn't, again, it isn't critical. So you bring it up and you put your long end, I was going to cut that, but I didn't, through, and you hold your wrap, and you start pulling that top loop down, and you keep your end, you know, your long end, keep it kind of snug, not too tight or you won't be able to pull it down into the center. Okay, where's that short end? Okay, and then you just keep pulling it down, and that, again, locks both ends. Don't pull it too far. You don't want to pull it out because that'll undo your whole knot. And you just cut that off. And excuse me. And the top one off. And voila. You have a braided plant hanger. Now maybe I can put the pot in. I don't know. Let's see. I made it a little bit big. I made it a lot bit big. Maybe make your spaces between those knots in the cords shorter. That's not too bad. See, let me get back so you can. There we go. It could probably hold an 8-inch pot. I think these are a small 6, those 5.5-inch pots that you get your plants at Walmart in come in these. So anyway, and I don't have a bigger pot right now handy. So anyway, that's it. Now, hang on. I'm not going to shut you down because this video is already about 6 segments. So I'm going to just take you off the tripod, I hope, without doing some damage to something. Okay. And I'm going to turn my phone around. Okay, focus. And I'll show you what I got today. I ordered, and I learned I wouldn't do this again. I'd get their bird cages, and they're cute as can be. I ordered them to put the Rhipsalis, whatever, jungle cactus in. And, but if I were to do it again, I wouldn't get, see that zigzaggy stuff down. I would get the ones with the bars that go straight down. It would be a lot easier to get the plants in. And there's a big one. I think this holds a 10-inch pot. And then there's a smaller one. I think that holds a 6-inch pot, 7-inch pot. I don't have my ruler in here. Anyway, they're cute. And I like them. They're kind of fun. And I guess that's about it. It's been a long day playing with those cords, and I had to stop for quite a while and let my hands take a break because they were just too numb to work. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for what it is. And thanks for watching and subscribing if you choose, liking, and we'll see y'all later. Bye now.